Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to LDN Wrestling on YouTube. My name is Reginald Kensington III, and this is a street fight for the LDN Capital Championship between the champion, Irishman Steve Savage, and the #1 contender, Reece Riley. Savage, of course, in the trunks, Riley in the tights, and this bout starts off fast, with Savage taking a shoulder tackle, knocking Riley all the way to the mat. Riley then tried to trip up Savage, leaps over the top of him, and now hip tosses Steve Savage to the mat. Riley then stalking his prey right now, goes from corner to corner, charges him. Savage throws him over to the outside, but Riley catches him there, drives into the midsection, goes over the top, uses Savage to get his balance, leapfrogs over him, ducks underneath the clothesline, middle rope into that crossbody. Just a 2 count early on. What a smart strategy by Reece Riley. Try and finish the bout early so it doesn't fall into the chaos that is about to ensue with the street fight. Oh, look at that Lucha arm drag right there with a middle rope assist. And Steve Savage, rightfully so, rolls outside of the ring. He should try and lure Reece Riley to the outside so he can take him all over this arena. Well, it looks like Riley had the very same idea, but Savage responds with a right hand. And Riley is now in danger because he is on the stage, almost on the verge of knocked out right there from that big right hand. And now Savage driving him into the side of the ring. Well, folks, this is going to be not for the faint at heart. This is a street fight. Anything goes. Just bear that in mind as you are watching and as we undoubtedly engulf ourselves in chaos momentarily. These two are going to go at it hammer and nail right here. And they are starting to do so with those right forearms. And now Riley driven into the steel post. And that's definitely going to give Savage a quick advantage here. Well, folks, I'm not going to have a tremendous amount of downtime, I can imagine. So right now, head over to ldnwrestling.com. That's how you can get tickets for a show that is undoubtedly going to be near you if you are in the United Kingdom. LDN Wrestling tours all over the British Isles. You can also subscribe and like our videos, enabling notifications by clicking the bell on the top right-hand corner of YouTube right next to your profile. But for right now, folks, keep your eye on the action as they are in and amongst the crowd, and that could be you in future. You can see these folks are just trying to get any way they can in and around this crowd. They're going for a pinfall on the outside, and that is a 2 count right there. Falls do count anywhere, and we are thick and fast in the action. Savage now driven into the light display right there. Riley then trying to get all the way. Look at him following Savage. We could be going into the backstage area, folks. Cameraman's going to be with us the whole way, but Savage, it seems, has tricked him, but he caught him on the way back out there. Riley then going right on top of Savage from behind, and now continues that onslaught. Well, Riley knows the best way to finish this is in the ring, and he rolls Savage back into the ring. Well, Savage is back into the ring, but now he's back on top as he goes for an Irish whip. Back elbow takes Riley down, and this is where the champion comes alive. When Savage thinks about just taking control, he can do so in a matter of seconds. That is the champion's advantage at work right there. Well, Savage now picking up Riley. Big body slam then off center of the ring as he goes to get a drink of water. And, well, that bottle in the hands of Steve Savage is not just to replenish fluids. It would also be a weapon in a bout like this. And now Savage, though, putting the choke onto Riley. Well, Reece Riley has fought hard to get to the top of the contendership spot. He has, of course, had some fantastic bouts. Just go back through our library on YouTube to see Reece Riley earning that #1 contendership. But now look at this, spun around, and beautifully done right there from Riley, hitting the outside of the heel onto Savage's face. Now Riley then charging at Savage with an uppercut, nicely done, rolling through to build some momentum. Twice, and the third time. Oh, and Savage saw it coming, brought those knees to the lower back, and a missile drop kick from the champion. Just a 2 count from the champion here. Now remember, Steve Savage does not have to win this bout to remain champion. Whilst it's tough to get disqualified, actually, you know what? I take it back. Steve Savage cannot get disqualified, and it was at his bequest that this bout was a street fight. So Riley really has backed Savage into a corner where he has no choice. Now Savage, to maintain and retain his Capital Championship, must defeat Reece Riley. Reece Riley, of course, a win, new champion. That is as simple as it gets for Reece Riley. He can't get counted out and he can't get disqualified. Belly to back suplex by the champion, continuing his onslaught right there. The chances of a new champion today are very, very high. Of course, new champions in LDN Wrestling are relatively rare. Joey Scott held the Capital Championship for over 2 years. Steve Savage then has held the belt just for a few months right here. Could Reece Riley be the one to make this a very short title reign? Back into the corner now. Savage goes for an Irish whip. Riley sees it coming, launches himself over, but Savage catches him. Tilt-a-whirl DDT then, or spinning DDT, should I say, by Riley. And Riley then reaches over. This could be a cover. 1, 2. Just a 2 count right there. Just 1 count away from a new champion. Well, this street fight, folks, we were unable to bring you in its entirety. But now that they are back in the ring, you've got to favor Riley. He's back on top. But when Savage hits that cutter, almost from nothing, they begin to make their way up. Savage and Riley exchanging blows. I would give the advantage to Reece Riley. He's been more on top, but you can't count the champion out. Never count out the champion. And look at this, Savage, far the better striker. That goes without saying. Hits the ropes, and a big boot to the midsection. Takes Riley down, but Riley using the ropes to propel himself back towards Savage. And look at this. This is why Riley for me is the favorite still. Beautiful lariat. Back elbow with authority. And now Riley, whose work has just come on leaps and bounds over the last year or so, becoming one of the bright stars of LDN Wrestling and British wrestling in general. And a beautiful head scissors right there. Well, Riley has this crowd fully behind him, and he sees Savage laying down in a very, very advantageous position for Reece Riley, who climbs to the top rope. He's got that wonderful elbow drop. He's got that wonderful splash, and there is the senton bomb. But he went a little too far. He's got to crawl back. This is wasting valuable seconds, and this would have been a 3 count, but it is. No, wait a second. The foot is on the ropes. That breaks the count. A 3 count would have been, in my mind, had he not have overextended after the senton, but then giving Savage the opportunity to position himself nearer the ropes and enabling Savage to lift his foot onto the ropes, breaking the count. And now Riley was, oh, wait a sec, that's a low blow. A low blow by Steve Savage. Fireman's carry, Death Valley driver. And cheat. The crowd.
And still, Capital Champion, Steve Savage.
Well, the champion retains, and whilst cheat may well have been the fans' chant in a street fight, even a low blow, as disgraceful as it is, was legal, and Steve Savage continues his reign as LDN Capital Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Reginald Kensington III. I want to thank you for joining us here and for joining us each and every time on LDN Wrestling on YouTube. Steve Savage retains his title here against Reece Riley. Head over to LDNWrestling.com so that you can find out when you can be in the front row for a future LDN television taping. But for now, and for me and Steve Savage, this has been LDN Wrestling. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, engage with us in the comments, and enable notifications so you can always know when LDN puts new videos on. We are British and proud.